welcome back to the second episode of The Sinking City. This episode, or last episode, I got the key to the room up there where Lewis is being held, so I'm going to confront him now. The other thing was that I still have the room we were given that to go to and all that, so still a lot to do. It's just, invade your privacy here, sir, and steal your shit. Oh. Thank you. Call that a tax. Tax for helping out the culprit. Alright, R2 is spread.
What the? Get the... Oh.
I don't know what you were trying to say, but that was funny. This must be it. Alright.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I guess so. Let's ask this question.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Want to spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition, reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
Oh my god.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Yeah, sir. Sorry, you still murdered somebody, and I need to figure out everything before I make a decision. Because, yeah, don't have all the evidence, man. Sorry. Mind Palace it is. Lewis was aware of what he was doing during the fight with Albert Throckmorton. Alright. And so we go to my mind palace. What do I do? Oh. Lewis deliberately murdered Albert. Psychic influence or not, Lewis was out to murder Albert Throckmorton. He had a motive too, the mutual hatred between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. I must tell Robert Throgmorton the truth and bring the murder to justice. Okay. Is that it? Was I supposed to choose one or the other? Yeah, the fact that he was aware... No. I don't know. Was he being compelled? But then, can I change that? No? Can I not do that anymore? I guess I have no choice at this point, huh? Oh.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something.
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures. And they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
No.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
Where? Who is he?
Just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice bittersweet as it is, shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Gay to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I'm looking into an outbreak of erratic behavior and madness, all linked to shared visions of this place.
Indeed. Then our goals align. This inexplicable hysteria has spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calming from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness are the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster?
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed,
Come on, bro.
I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Hook, line, sinker.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
Yes, you did. Just hold on. Wait a minute. Lost at sea. New case found. Give me a key to the expedition headquarters. It is in the northern cover side at the crossroad of Asher Road and Hubert Avenue. Oops. Can I? Robert Throckmorton funded an expedition to discover the origin of the mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Throckmorton was the only known survivor. He was subsequently murdered. I was hired to find any other expedition members, dead or alive. Throckmorton will be waiting for my report at his manor in southern Old Grove. Okay. Map. How do I get there? Just need to go this way. Oh. Loading. Fair. Fair. Dayware.
Crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brother.
I don't know what exactly sank the USS Cyclops. Only remember the screams and the metal creaking, water filling the deck, and my headache. The worst I've ever had. I found myself among the floating seaweed, drowning. A nearby piece of a boat helped me survive, and reach the shore of a small island. They found me on it later, starving, half-mad and babbling about the ancient ruins and other denizens. The official said none of what I thought I'd see was real, but my memories are true. My strange powers gained after that ordeal would prove it. I found something horrible on that island, something old and dark and slithering, and it still haunts me. Ooh. Plea for help. Dear Mr. Reed, I understand you are the private eye that caught the murderer in the port. My life is in danger and I cannot trust anyone in this city. Please come to my room, which is opposite of yours. Oh, I am in despair. My studies have drawn the attention of vile forces. They stalk me, and will take me soon. I have cast my lot, and am beyond saving, but the 7 books must be saved at any cost, even if I'm gone. Find my notes there. This knowledge must not be lost, as it could be our kind's last hope for enlightenment. Please, be the bearer of this light, for I have failed. Alright.
Never again, they say.
Oops. Can I not? Am I not supposed to do that? All that we see or seem is just a dream within a dream. Alright. Wow. Hold. Antipsychotics. Oh, that's a good sign. Oh, seems all aliens.
No matter how much of this I chug down, the visions always return.
Oh wow, I can change my wardrobe. Oh, look at that. Vacationist, daywear. Oh, let's go daywear. That's a sick trench coat. Alright, Raids on Innsmouthers. The number of attacks on the Innsmouth immigrants has increased. Probably because of my doing. That's not good. Raids are intensifying, and with more and more Innsmothers exposed to abuse and assault, sometimes whole families are found dead in their houses. Police are on the case with several illegal Innsmother businesses captured and their owners sent to jail. This city ought to have been claimed of these fish-faced scum long ago, said Robert Throgmorton, head of the Throgmorton Grand family. I regret only one thing. It all started too late. Had we not neglected our civil duties, my son Albert would still be here with us. Yeah, maybe I... Then again, that was the right thing to do. The dude did murder him, so... Hey, Johannes has left me a note. Mr. Reed, it seems that you have overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation for Mr. Throgmorton. Forgive me for the audacity, but I brought you to the Devil's Wreath while you were unconscious. Please take more care of yourself in the future. I won't be there for you every time. Oh, that's nice. Seems like I fainted. That's neat. Let's stop looking. Alright, this way? Where am I, anyway? Hi. Just gonna steal your shit. Bye. Can I go here? No. Here? What's here? The Tome of the Mayor. The fishermen talk of a place near the Blackwood Manor on the southern part of Whisper Street, where meetings occur in the dead of night. The locals don't like this part of the eastern Grimhaven Bay because they seem to fear those who gather near the half-built ships. They say a certain book is read at these meetings, a cursed tome that makes people so crave the sea's touch that they go and drown in the ocean. One reading the book stands on a cursed boat that sinks in the fog. Those who saw it touch the shore have either gone mad or disappeared. Nice. The Nightmares. I boarded up the windows and locked the door. They are just men, the Yellow King's gang. They can't get here now. Now there's only me. Me and these nightmares. A little longer, and I'll figure them out. And who's here? Bewitched Tome. The local legend may be more than mere superstition. A dozen witches were hanged on a huge apple tree that still grows near the cider mill. Among these documents is a confession. One of the witches said the devil himself granted them a book with the words of power. This book hides itself with mortal eyes, waiting for the witches to be reborn and return to claim it. The witch who wrote this confession lived in Eastern Reed Heights, somewhere north of the intersection of the Communion Road and Museum Avenue. Could the book still be hidden there? Fair enough. The Wheel Tome. My God, I had a dream so real it makes my hands shake. A huge Ferris wheel rose amidst the city. People got on and rode it higher and higher before jumping off at its peak. As the pile of corpses grew bigger, the crowd pushed me to the wheel, and then I saw a man with a leather bag. He was standing in the center of the wheel and reading from a book. His awful dirge was making the wheel rotate and dragging the crowd to their slaughter. Could this vision be real? I know there is a Ferris wheel at the park in western Old Grove, near Century Avenue and Beacon Street. But where could the book be? Okay. Waiting book. Building the church was his redemption. Day after day he worked without payment, carrying stones and putting them in the moist soil of Salvation Harbor. At night, when he returned to his house behind the church, he could not sleep. The book his ancestors brought across the ocean called. When the church was built, the priest found him hanged on the bell ropes. But the book is still waiting for someone to come and read it. His house is in central Salvation Harbor on the Old Church Road, between Seven Oaks Street and Windheim Street. Still has a bad fame, and no one wants to live there even after the flood. Okay. Duly noted. Oh my God. Hidden book. It took a lot of effort to track down this book. After being stolen from the Throgmorton Museum, it was brought by a local surgeon who was found dead in his house after the flood. I snuck in and checked out his place, but in vain. Still, there is somewhere else in the tome. There is somewhere else the tome may be. The private hospital in Western Reed Heights, where the surgeon worked, has been abandoned. The archives say it is on Bourbon Road, between Innsmouth Road and Oak Street. Man, I really gotta practice reading more. Book in the bank. Talking with the locals is never easy, but this old chap was one of the queerest yet. He was happy to talk about the book, but only laughed when I proposed to buy it. I left it in the most guarded place of the city, and paid enough to keep it there until the world's end. If it is abandoned after the flood, even better. Ignorance is the best guardian. I'm guessing he meant the abandoned bank building in Northern Advent, on Forefather Street between Heatlog Street and Windhalf Avenue. Oh my god. Alas, it would be too dangerous to go there by myself. Told me the ruins. Local women were talking about a ruined house in central Coverside, near the radio tower on the crossing of Landing Avenue and Kingsport Street. They said the ghosts of the house owner and his family still read the unholy book they kept. Several newcomers who tried to settle in those ruins have gone mad. Keep it down! Mr. Archer, I've seen you dragging things into your room. Mind the floors. I'll make you pay for any scratches you leave, your landlord.
The door won't budge.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Door too OP. Can I go upstairs? Can't go upstairs. Probably shouldn't go upstairs. Probably wasted enough time.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you though, mister, you wanna stay on here, you stop making all that noise.
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, all right?
Huh, that's not good.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't really remember what happened, but I'll do my best.
Yeah? Well, next time it happens, you end up sleeping under the bridge like the other newcomers.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests. Aren't we the ones keeping you in business?
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you want to take a look? Well, fine. Take what you wish.
Okay. Pack of notes. Wow. That's a lot.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
Were you watching me go into your back room? Stealing your chest? You did you? Thank you for the shell casings. Uh-oh, to my dear nephew. My dear Victor, how is Oakmont treating you? Should you require any support, the Blackwoods will be happy to help you. I have arranged for that. Regarding your question, I don't know where Robert went. Sadly, only that he did not stay in Innsmouth. Perhaps there is hope he didn't perish in that cursed raid. Take good care of the hotel, please. Plenty of our relatives were interested in the property, but you're still my favorite nephew. I know the Devil's Reef is in good hands. Kind regards, Aunt Portia. Probably read that wrong. Definitely reading everything wrong, I'm sure. Hey, a map. And I have to go on that. Oh, there's water here. But there's a bridge over here, so I can just go over here. good. Is it? Might be it. That's not unsettling. What the? Oh, okay, I'm just gonna go. I don't think I have enough bullets for that. Oh, they're coming for me. Hey. Uh-oh. I don't know where I got this pistol, but I'll take it. Oh, headshot. Yeah, one shot. That's. Oh. That's nice. Alright. Do I have to make my own ammo or something? I'm getting like shell casings and stuff. So. Yeah, I'll look into that after. Off camera. Nowhere to run. There is no point running away. That blasted hollow-eyed freak always catches up with his grin, his long black coat, and those thin, crooked fingers clutching a gun. He's got a bullet with my name on it. I dodged it once, there won't be a second time. Kay helped me. That's nice. Third floor. Yeah. I have a feeling this might not be the headquarters. Glad I had mind's eye. Can I just search this? Yeah. Yeah. Who are you? Okay. I must be missing something. Ugh, I'm terrible at this game. I guess
Look for your sins and repent. Cave Almighty.
Dead shark. So maybe that one. There's an H there. Must mean I can go in. Yes, this is it. Okay. Okay. In the front office.
Guess I don't need the key.
Still here. Dangers of diving. Divers with the bends can suffer from numerous symptoms, including pain, impaired movement, nausea, vomiting, and disorientation. No, I don't really need to know that. Doesn't really pertain much. Maybe I'm wrong.
Are a few damp papers all that's left of the expedition?
Alright.
Someone smashed it beyond repair.
Let's just follow the crow and find out what this is. What? Secret entrance. Plot thickens. Partially burned cargo manifests. The following must be delivered. Grimhaven Bay no later than Friday. Wow. Okay. No, I don't like that. Oh! Oh! You're shooting me. You son of a bitch.
Guess this helmet's beyond repair.
Damn it. Hold! Oh. What is the point of coming down here? That wasn't good. Oh.
Grab the papers. Smash the rest.
We don't have time to pick it. Stand back. I fatah me fe I regach I dagon.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Time to figure this out.
Well. Should be simple enough.
We don't have time to pick it. Stand back.
Grab the papers. Smash the rest.
I fatah me fe I regach I.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Several men broke into the expedition headquarters. What they didn't smash, they burned. The archives, even the newspapers.
Alright. That's it. Mine Palace. Still have some time. Alright. Cargo manifest and burned documents. So that's definitely together. The expedition archive is lost, but I still have clues to follow up on. They left the city on a freighter from Grimhaven Bay. There might be recent postings or ads about the freighter on the Oakmont Chronicle. Probably should go to the newspaper place to get my answers. Alright, that'll be the next spot I go to. And where would that be? Over here? Over here. Probably call it here. I only have like, what, 5 minutes left. Not really much gonna get a lot done from that time. But I'll skip everything over so that way you can go straight to there when the next part comes by. Unless you want to see it, want me walk. I don't know. I'm just probably gonna cut it because a lot of this seems to be walking. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Hopefully you join me in the third episode. I'll take care.